Good morning, everyone. Wow, how about that theme music? I'm still getting used to that from my good friend Joe Stacy. I am the Crypto Insider, back with another cryptocurrency video with some recent news and price actions and updates and all that stuff. Before we get into that, I would like to say that we don't sell anything here at the Crypto Insider channel. We do donate to charity for each new subscriber, and what you're seeing on the screen before you is the most recent donation made to @GoodXRP. They are a charity aggregator, meaning they take our donation and break it down amongst 9 qualified charities. We got St. Jude's, homeless vets, educational materials for kids, dog shelters, all kinds of good things in there. So we appreciate their mission. We like helping them. It helps us get subscribers, and it helps them get their mission accomplished. Speaking of sort of social consciousness, there is an article, we're not going to cover it today, about Ripple partnering with, I think it's called Ripple Works. It's a Chris Larson charity foundation. So they're also getting in the charitable spirit, which of course we applaud here at the channel. There's a lot of work to do, and hopefully we can all work together and get it done. I also like to say that I'm not a financial planner, a registered investment advisor, tax accountant, stockbroker, astronaut, ditch digger, none of that. I am just a guy on the internet, so do your own research, reap your own rewards, suffer your own consequences. I have, however, worked in the fintech space for quite a while. 17 years-ish, and I work with very large financial institutions in their retail banking space, working with their ancillary providers and vendors to keep all of the plates spinning. So sometimes if we get any insight into what these companies are thinking, we'll put it out there for you as we can. Let's jump right into it. Our live coin watch page shows everything down in a dip. Everything looks like a good buy to me right now. XRP hanging on to that 20-cent mark, which was psychologically relevant. I do believe we dipped below it a few days ago. I think we were at 19.7, maybe yesterday or something. But for the most part, we're holding on to this 20-cent support rather firmly. I don't know that we'll see it dip much below that. We may, but it looks like we're putting up a fight anyways. It's not going to go gently. So there is that. There's really nothing that looks that's a great success overnight. Tezos down 5.25%, Link down 6.63%. $2.46, $3.77 respectively. Most everything is following the Bitcoin dominance down the rabbit hole again, and we have, which is sitting at 65%. So Bitcoin dominance looks like it's increasing a little bit. I saw that HBAR, this is kind of our last position that we always talk about, it's up 11% on the day, has moved up, has again passed Bitcoin Gold and something called Icon to claim the number 37 spot. You know, as there are price fluctuations, it'll go up and down, but it's sitting at 5 cents right now. It's not... You know, I think it's going to climb higher than that. How high, I don't know. But HBAR has a ton of good announcements, a ton of very large behemoths on their governance council. So it's one to watch. Definitely one to watch. U.S. Congressman introduces, this is our first story from Cointelegraph by Colin Post. U.S. Congressman introduces Cryptocurrency Act of 2020. Now, this isn't a really a new thing. We covered this back when Paul Gosar's office drafted the Cryptocurrency Act of 2020. Since then, he's made some changes and defined some things, but the bill divides digital assets into three categories: crypto commodity, cryptocurrency, and crypto security. And they are governed by the Commodity Futures Trading Commissions, the FinCEN, and the SEC for the securities. He's made some updates. It says the updated bill features expanded definitions for terms like decentralized cryptographic ledger and smart contract, concepts that U.S. legislators are struggling to cope with. And if you look at and I don't mean to be ageist here, but if you look at the leadership on just about any committee or just in the legislature in general, it's pretty much octogenarians. So there is a very real problem of trying to explain these very technical concepts to people. I'm not saying that they're old and stupid. That's not what I'm trying to get across. What I'm trying to get across is this is like low on their list of things to worry about. So somebody that's running a district or, on some committees, cryptocurrency is way down on their list, especially right now with everything else that's sort of taken center stage. So it says we had industry stakeholder involvement in drafting, but because of all that, that's why Ripple did that partnership with Coinbase. Not really a partnership, a business partnership, but they're sort of creating a board that can advise regulators on these terms and what they mean and pros and cons of them. And I think that's probably a lot of the reason why Ripple has a DC presence. Industry stakeholder involvement in drafting. Breaking with typical congressional practice, Gosar is presenting the bill solo, which means it's not going to go anywhere, without a co-sponsor. Steck Schulte told Cointelegraph for introduction, it's just going to be Gosar. After introduction, we're hoping to garner some serious support, and that's not going to happen. I really don't see this bill going anywhere unless he does get some co-sponsors and some bipartisan interest in it, which is few and far between these days. If you read the news, it occasionally happens. Let's see how good Paul Gosar is at doing it. Not only is he introducing this bill solo, but he is in the minority. So yeah, so he's got a lot of hurdles to get anything moving with this. We'll see. But I do like to highlight that people do understand the need for regulatory clarity on these cryptocurrencies. He's trying. But I don't even know. I haven't read the updated draft. I read the original draft, but I have not read the updated part since December. So I don't know what all the changes are in it. But it didn't even seem to me that it offered a lot of regulatory clarity. It basically was classifications of coins, and then it created a crypto czar, and then these three commissions or three boards or whatever could issue rule advice for the coins that fell under their purview. So that's what I think he was trying to, this bill really just puts a structure in place more than offers solid rules for this coin or that coin in particular. This last story is about Chainlink. We've been covering HBAR, we've been covering Tezos, we've been covering XRP and Ripple. So we're gonna hit Chainlink today, especially because some of this looks like a little bit of Ripple competition, according to Ross Chalmers. Chainlink has been making strong price gains in recent months, much like Tezos. Let us dive into Chainlink and see why this is. It goes on to talk about their early days. Chainlink is built on top of Ethereum, but claims to solve many of the issues that Ethereum has struggled with. While Ethereum's smart contracts occur on-chain, Chainlink's platform aims to bridge this gap by providing the option to retrieve data off-chain. This occurs via the network oracles, which can retrieve data via APIs or data pools. Rumors of a partnership with SWIFT, the international settlement system, and possible links with Google created a huge swath of excitement about the cryptocurrency. SWIFT itself, though, has called cryptocurrencies useless, highlighting their disdain for the nascent industry. Despite this, SWIFT has also investigated the possibility of using Hyperledger blockchain from IBM and investigated partnering with blockchain firm R3. Another partnership for Chainlink was with the internet giant Google, and this is what I think had the biggest impact on price. Swift, I don't see Chainlink as being a huge boon to Swift, even if they go with it, because they're still behind, right? They would still have to set up, if they wanted to follow the ODL model, they would still have to create corridors and set up exchanges. I don't know that Swift wants to go down that road or exactly how they were planning or considering using Chainlink. But it may be that Swift's looking at just certain things for certain areas. And I don't think, I've heard, before of Stellar working with IBM and Swift, but I don't think Swift, in other words, is going to take Chainlink or take IBM or take Stellar and say, this is going to be our only solution. This is going to be our big solution. Swift is probably going to maintain a hodgepodge of corridors and things no matter what they end up doing. And therefore, because I can't imagine, there are a lot of conglomerates in Swift. There are a lot of big banks that have established rails, and they charge other Swift participants to use those rails. So I don't think a lot of those big conglomerates would be happy if Swift just pulled the plug on them and started using some sort of cryptocurrency solution. I think that would cause a lot of pain. I don't know. I don't work in the payments space, so I don't really get to see much of what Swift is doing. But I probably should look through some documents and stuff. I'm sure I could do some snooping. Anyways, maybe that'll be my my weekend homework. Despite the positive news of partnerships, the Chainlink team has been accused of dumping on their users much in the same way as Ripple. Approximately 600 million of Link was sold during a 70-day period. That's not unusual. Ripple has been consistently selling their XRP tokens. They've been consistently releasing them from escrow and consistently putting them back in. They're not selling a huge number of XRP tokens. I think they sold some this last time, but not enough to really move the price anymore, up or down. So I don't know if that's a true statement or how much Mr. Commerce is following that part of what Ripple's been doing. Let's see. What does the Chainlink team do with the funds? Are they being reinvested back into the development of the currency, or are the team cashing in on their project? Should be noticed that since the sell-off from June, Chainlink has managed to rank all new all-time highs in recent months, suggesting the project has a strong foundation. Google is Google is got their hands on a lot of different cryptocurrency stuff. So they're on the governance council for HBAR, and now it looks like they might have an actual use for Chainlink. So, they are another one that's keeping all their options open and not putting all their eggs in one basket. It'll be interesting to see if Google creates an actual solution for themselves that utilizes Chainlink, I would expect that the good press around that would cause some more significant gains than what we've already seen. But the story is right in that Chainlink and Tezos have been a pretty good hedge against some of the price stagnation in XRP and some of the sort of traditional cryptocurrencies. There's been a few times where there have been pretty solid gains while the rest of the market, just about the entire rest of the market, was down. And a lot of traders have been able to hedge against losses with Chainlink and Tezos. That's it today, so go ahead and like and subscribe. We will pop up some videos for you. There's my music. I've got to go, but go ahead and like and subscribe. We will send a donation on your behalf to charity, and I will see you tomorrow.